involved as you are right now, come to the Planning Commission meetings. We talk, they're open to the public, and we talk about changes to the town plan. Any changes to the town plan are then referenced in the zoning ordinance. It's not, you don't wait till the last minute or to when something is in your backyard or a project you don't like comes up or a project you really like comes up to support something. Come and talk to those planning commissions and get things done that way.
The clock is ticking on Manchester's current town plan, but if all goes well, the big picture document for our community's overall direction will be renewed before May 15th, when the current plan expires. The Select Board will be holding 2 public hearings, one on April 25th, the second on May 9th. Barring some problem, the Select Board will see its way towards adopting the new town plan that has been crafted and vetted by the Planning Commission and Zoning Administrator Janet Hurley, with input from the public, and will avoid missing the deadline. This new town plan is not a comprehensive overhaul of the previous one, but it does attempt to update it without breaking into new policy territory. It also reformats it with an eye towards making it more readable and user-friendly, said Janet Hurley. Among the highlights of the new plan is a renewable energy section, which commits the town to developing a new renewable energy resource plan in conjunction with the Bennington County Regional Commission by May 2018.
The intent isn't to change any policy here. The intent is to reflect essentially the same policies that the Manchester Town Plan has put forth for a long time. And you know, basically to update things, because there were very old references in the 2012 plan that had never been updated. I think that the section that got the most attention was the natural resources sections, because the Conservation Commission helped to sort of expand the natural resource related sections. So the Conservation Commission worked on this for a number of their meetings in the last year, and the Planning Commission did as well in between its primary focus on the zoning efforts.
When it comes to economic development, the new proposed plan leans on the North Shire Economic Development Strategy, or NEDS plan, that Manchester, Manchester Village, and the town of Dorset worked on together last year. That plan pointed out some directions for future economic development, which includes a proposal to encourage the growth of the area's food industry, perhaps including the development of a local culinary trail, which presumably visitors and tourists might be drawn to. Encouraging the development of more housing options, including those for working families, was one of the highlights of last year's NEDS study, and the new proposed town plan aims to boost the supply of so-called workforce housing by increasing allowable residential density and streamlining the permit process. If the town qualifies for a so-called Neighborhood Development Area designation, developers of residential projects can earn an exemption from the Act 250 permitting and earn other incentives to develop walkable residential neighborhoods. Jim Sullivan, the executive director of the Bennington County Regional Commission, explains why town plans matter.
The town plan is supposed to include a number of actions, recommendations, as well as background policies that the town should be acting on and to make sure that things happen. So whether it be changes in the zoning or a new way of handling solid waste management or planned infrastructure improvements, transportation or water sewer systems, there should be real markers and real initiatives in the town plan that set forth what the town ought to be focusing on over the next 8 years. And that's a way for us as the Regional Planning Commission to check in with the towns and to make sure that things are on track and that the assistance that the town might need from the Regional Commission and other organizations is made available to them.
Having a valid town plan in place is required if a town wants to amend or adopt any bylaws, and also helps the cause if a town hopes to have a realistic chance of winning any state grants for local improvement projects. Going forward, towns will have 8 years in between writing new town plans, but the one Manchester adopted in 2012 had the old 5-year limit. And it's worth noting that town plans, or the big picture, are different from the local zoning ordinances that address specific issues. The Planning Commission has also been conducting a year-long comprehensive overhaul of those, which will be returning to the spotlight in the near future. The Select Board will hold the first of 2 public hearings on Tuesday, April 25th at the Town Hall, starting at 7 p.m. For the GNET TV News Project, I am Andrew McKeever.